more. You have all the paths available. With more or less a good title. So let's see. I would like to know more about leadership development. I click what are some projects, and it says about what are the specific projects of leadership development. The same question you asked before, or Miriam asked before. And then you click on details and you have the main projects and the elective. What is elective project? Elective projects are those you can choose from. You don't have to do, you do only 2 of all those. So in the Pathway Navigator, you have a lot of answers to many questions you ask. And now go to Basecamp and Path and Learning. You have different folders here. Active, those who are presently you are working on. On type,
So I see that.
So
Right.
I am on this presentation mastery, innovating planning, and dynamic leadership now. And you should be now on presentation mastery, Kamal, and Samalka in team leadership, and Ramya in
Leadership.
yes, leadership development. Now, beside active, it is those you have completed or those who you did achieve for a moment. When you arrive here, let's say you arrive, for me the newest is leadership, dynamic leadership. And you go to open curriculum and you go to the middle of the big and here you see what level you are. There are my levels. Here is level 1. Here is level 2. My level 2 is about understanding my leadership, communication style, and Toastmaster mentoring. My level 3 has negotiated the best outcome is the one is required for me. And then it is written here, elective projects. It has 14 different electives, but the minimum required is only 2. In order to get through it, I have to do at least 2 of 14. I still can activate, launch, open, read any of them, but only 2 are minimum required. Any of you know how to tell that you have done a project? Now, it takes some time, any project to come on your computer. And most of the time I tell, of course, it has to come from far away. At the bottom of every project, there are different pages, and usually they are the same: introduction, assignment, assess your skill before, assess your skill after, that is the last one. There is always your evaluation, where you find the projects that you can download and save to your computer, and also your different evaluations, one or more. So in this case, my assignment, I usually read again my assignment. It tells you in a nutshell what you have to do. And you will see on Easy Speak when you go, that is the only thing you can read in your assignment. But in fact, you have a lot. What it is important is, once you get to your project, open it big enough so you can navigate and see this big button, gray button, to go further and read what it is written. Now, when you arrive to a page where you have next, instead of using that gray button, you have to use the next, 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 until it is finished, until you have no more. And at the end, you arrive to your evaluation. And after your evaluation, assess your skill after. So I understand different communication style. I answer to it, and then I put next. I am aware of my preferred communication style. I will say 4. My behavior may impact to others. Yes, it's true. And I adjust my communication style to fit any situation. I am not so sure if I do it, even if I should do it. And then I arrive here, I will not click on any of it, because if I click on any, I will have here a submit, and it means my project is approved. But I did not finish yet this project, so I cannot do that. Unhappily, when I go here, I have completed, and that screen, I told them it shouldn't come anytime.
So once you do the self-assessment the second time, your project would be completed.
Yes.
So that's all what it takes to prove the completion of the project.
Yes, you have to be very careful to click on the last question, which is always, do you approve that this project is useful outside Toastmasters? Only after you have did all the task which the project asks you. When you finish
Right.
your speech and not before, because there is no undone. If you have clicked and have your project approved, it will remain approved. It happened to me once. I did click on a panel discussion was and I had to wait 2 months until I did the project because of course I have to do the project anyway, even if Pathway believed, Basecamp believed that I did it.
A question,
Okay.
Julie. If we have two pathways, you remember by March, I think the persons who renewed the membership last year, they were
Yes,
given one additional
yes.
pathway. So can we use two pathways in a single club?
Yes. You can
Okay.
use as many paths uh, in one club as you want.
Okay. If I don't use it for some time, I mean, if I don't give any prepared speeches for my second pathway for some time, does it get any expiry or will it be just
Then
okay?
it remains yours all along.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
So what I suggest, Ramya, that you choose one. You have to choose it before end of March anyway, and then do at least one. So you know you begin it.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
At least icebreaker, let's say. Yes, Miriam, but you wanted to ask.
I just wanted to say too, if you happen to be a member of two clubs, Julie advised me this, the pathway is yours, not the club's. So if you happen to be a member of more than one club, you can choose and do projects from any of your pathways at either of the clubs or any of the clubs and have it approved still. It doesn't matter. That's all. I'm doing that
So,
right now. That's how I know.
So in
right.
base camp, it does not matter, but then you have to decide for Toastmaster International Club Central to whom, which club you want to offer this level when you finish a level, not a project.
Right. So by just browsing the project, then doing the project and doing the self-assessment and clicking submit, that's all it takes to verify that I have completed the project. There's no third party involved. Is my understanding correct?
There will be VP who will be approving it at the end of the level completion. So
At the end
in
of the level.
level, yeah, not at the end of every speech, but at the end of the level. So every level typically has 3 to 4 speeches.
But you request the approval, and then the VP opens the Basecamp as the Basecamp manager and sees your request there and just clicks on it.
Right. So if somebody in two clubs, then it would be easier to do different levels in different clubs, not different projects.
Yes, but it's up to you to
Right.
grant, to give your award to your chosen club. You can give level 1 to one club, level 2 to another club, and the clubs will benefit from your levels as education awards. They will accumulate DCP points, like Distinguished Club Program points.
Right. Thanks, Dilwan. So I
Thank
have
you,
one more
Mehmet.
question here. So how long does it usually take for an active member to complete a path, and what happens at the end of the path?
First of all, I had paths which I finished very fast in 5 months, and I had other paths which I finished in 2 years or more. So it depends of you, how many clubs you are, how much you work on them, and so on.
Right.
not, it is flexible, and how much you want to do it, and of course how much the club, if you are only in one, can give you speech time also.
Okay, so what happens when I complete the path?
You get an award for it.
An award, like a certificate acknowledging my completion of the path.
Yes, and you
Yes.
can
So,
have it sent to your workplace if you want or not.
right, right. So from my previous interaction with Toastmaster, that was in a physical club, real club, not online club. So they used to have CC manuals, competent communicator, and things like that. But I haven't heard of it here.
No, you have to go to your evaluation, the page I showed you a section, and you can
Right.
download that. And if you really need it, you can print it. If not, you can read it from your computer also, even if it is not as complete than online. You have
I think
a
he was.
printed
I think he
part,
was.
but they cost $20 more, and you cannot choose your elective. That is the worst of it. That is why I begin my presentation mastery printer 3.5 years ago, and I am still on it and didn't finish it. I didn't like my elective, I didn't like how I couldn't choose it, and so on. Yeah,
Julie, yes. Can you say it again? Why could you not choose your elective?
yes, because Toastmaster International, in his wisdom or unwisdom, I would say in this case, decided that those who want printed sent to them got only the two pre-selected
I
electives,
see.
which are always the same for any pass. So any pass you do, you have to do storytelling, for example, for level 3, you have to do social
Social speeches.
speeches, and you cannot choose anything else.
That's for the printed, when
But
they send you the printed.
that would have been not enough. But then I arrived to read the storytelling project, and the storytelling project, I have it not here. It was written in the printed project. Please read the voice variety and the body language project. And I tried. And when you have a printed project, you have no right and no possibility to read any of those other projects. And that really, really upset me. And if so, I didn't try any other, but I heard that all, and it is written in Toastmaster International, any project you take, you have the same elective. Perhaps one day they will change it, but for the moment they don't. Chamulka, you wanted to ask a question.
I was just confused because Kamal was asking about CC, competent communicator, which is a very old one, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah, I also wanted to make another reference to that. A lot of people, still there are a lot of Toastmasters worldwide who cannot detach themselves from competent communicator, education program, although it has already ceased existing. They still haven't overcome this barrier from the old system to the new one. And we all experienced some sort of resistance at the beginning. But for example, I had a resistance, but my resistance was entirely based on how, in my opinion, the pathways was not user friendly, because each time I got in it, I wouldn't find my way out. I wouldn't um, be able to navigate, and that upset me. But once I did it with Julie, and I discovered that pathways was like a supermarket. It was like, I don't know, it was like a huge restaurant with enormous menus, and you could choose anything you wanted. And there were these electives. You could do all of the electives, as many electives as you wanted, if you enjoyed the path. So there was so many different opportunities. The only difficulty was probably, getting yourself navigating. And that's why Toastmasters International established this, group of ambassadors who were just brave people. They didn't know pathways themselves, but they decided to be those pioneers who would explore and then share their mistakes and their knowledge with others. So I liked the way Toastmasters approached it. And I think
To add
Pathways is now easier, is more user friendly than it used to be.
something to what Svetlana said, if you look for projects that were in the old CC manual, you find them, most of them, in level 3. They have almost all which is not in icebreaker. There is in you find them in level 3 as elective, and you can all read them and do them if you enjoy again and again.
So, following up to the Kamal's point, so once we complete this level 5 or the path completion, is it when the people say distinguished Toastmaster DTM? Is that, or
No,
that is a different one?
No, I think you have to have 2 paths completed, right?
2 paths
not
completed for,
only 2 parts completed, but you have to have some leadership roles
Yeah,
completed
sure,
too.
sure.
okay. So how do we also, the other question I was having in my mind is that, there are few clubs which are running many online, workshops and things like that, which, how do we get to know about those happenings? I really don't see in the Toastmaster website.
I usually find them in Facebook,
Okay.
or going from one people to others. One
Through
friend
network. Okay.
recommends me, go and do that or do that. And if you are a committee member, Toastmaster International also has, perhaps for everyone, workshops.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Toastmaster International events or meetings, you can subscribe. They have also a YouTube channel, and
So, but that is only for committee members, right? So,
no,
okay.
that the newsletter is, I think, only for committee members.
Uh-huh.
But the Toastmaster International, if you go there,
Okay.
they have a lot of different reading. So Miriam, what it says, Miriam?
Also on Facebook, there are groups where other clubs advertise their workshops, and I'll tell you about those about those groups as well.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Miriam, I see your comment. Is that related to this conversation or?
Yes, it is. So you can gradually, the path to becoming distinguished Toastmasters means leadership, as Julie said, and the first step, that's what I meant. The first step is to start being a committee member, such as vice president membership or treasurer or secretary or vice president education, such as Svetlana is, for example. And from that, then you might become a director of an area if you're in a club that is a face-to-face on the ground club. But you gradually work your way up from that.
Okay, thank you.
In addition to completing your paths.
And if you are 100% online club member, you don't have any brick and mortar memberships, then there is a step which you will skip towards becoming a distinguished Toastmaster. That's area level, division level, leadership roles you don't have to complete, because 100% online clubs, they do not belong to areas or this. We are undistricted. Areas, area 0, area O.
Okay, great. And also, I know some of them, they, in our meetings, I've heard people saying, there is an area contest or meeting happening. So what is that all about? Like how a Toastmaster member gets leveraged to that side of the world? How does we get transition to that side?
Well, it also depends on if you are 100% online club member, you don't have to go to participate in those area events. But if from the Facebook groups you learn about them, or your WhatsApp chat group members, they bring some information, or you learn it from your VP, from, as Julie said, from your other fellows, then yeah, it's up to you. A lot of activities are very, very optional and voluntary. For example, several clubs got together and had an enormous conference this winter, a few weeks ago. Everybody enjoyed it. It was an inter-club contest. But we do have our club level contests. And I think a lot of seasoned Toastmasters are now working on establishing, official interclub, higher level contests for online clubs. But there is definitely one international contest where you can go till the end and become a champion. Being an online member, it's the video speeches, video recorded speeches contest. Hi, Vinod, how are you?
Hi, Svetala. I'm sorry, I was not
Yes.
aware of the meeting today.
Right.
And just a few minutes before, I just woke up and I saw in the WhatsApp message, I saw there is a orientation meeting.
Yeah, we decided, I decided to record this meeting just in case, because the recording will be available just for ourselves.
Oh, thank
for
you.
those who participated in it. But I clicked on the recording button, I think a couple of minutes later, not from the very start, but you still will get a lot.
Okay. Thank you so much. I just have a couple of questions.
Yes.
But if you are continuing, you can continue the meeting. I can ask at the end. Otherwise, I am happy to ask now itself.
What is your question? Most important.
Yeah. Hi, Julie. The first thing is, like, I was just watching this messages in the WhatsApp group, right? So I was wondering, I'm not getting the right direction over there. So I was wondering, is there anyone that I can easily approach for each and every how I should go, and where should I start, all these kind of thing, rather than troubling all of them in the message. At least one person whom I can approach and get the guidance for the, oh, okay, sure. That's the first thing. And second thing was,
and me
like,
as well. You can ask me as well, because I'm the VPE.
Okay, sure.
That's like the mommy of the club as well.
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Second thing was like in the Toastmaster, if I have to choose a path, which path I should follow it up? Like, because I saw from the message group, everybody are choosing their paths and then they're discussing on that. And I had seen few, I think Yuri or somebody had completed some path in the recent last 1 week something. So I'm wondering which is the right up path for the beginners to start with.
So let's see if Kamal can tell us what he understood about the beginning of our discussion, perhaps not on record yet. Can you tell us?
Yes, of course. I'm going to share my screen and show you what I've learned so far. So you've got to go to the Toastmaster website. After you sign up, then you click on the welcome button here.
Yep.
And then you have to choose your path. So, right.
That is not
So here,
the
yeah,
second one.
the second one, right. You have to choose a path,
Mm-hmm.
choose the language, and then you've got to choose if it's you want digital resources or printed resources. So, and you view all the paths here,
Okay. Okay.
and then decide. So I've gone with the most basic path. I think it's the presenting. Forgot its
Okay.
name. Yeah,
Presentation master, yes.
presentation mastery.
Added to that, I think next to that, there is something called take assessment test. You can take the assessment test and it will provide you a pathway based on your skill set or something.
Okay. 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 Thank you, Kamal. Thank you, Shanuga. I'll just follow that up. Yeah.
And if you couldn't do it alone, you can do with Svetlana or me a
Sure.
special Zoom to do it.
Yeah,
Sure. Sure.
if I don't have an answer to your question, as I said, you can ask me any question related to the club, pathways, and any, if you want to be assigned a mentor, then surely you can ask me. If I don't know an answer to the question, I'll find someone who knows it. And
Sure.
yeah, help you liaise with that person.
Right.
Kamal?
I still have two more questions, please. So first one, when I attended the previous two meetings in the club, I've noticed some members would do their speech while sitting, some would stand up and do the speech. So what's the difference here?
Nothing. The difference is that sometimes when you stand up, it is more difficult to touch the computer. It is easier to move and show movement. Miriam did it very well, usually. I always sit down. I tried once to stand up, and my legs is anyway not very good. But when you sit down, you have to learn to use the screen effectively. Put your hands up enough, but all that is Zoom now. We will discuss another time.
Right. So it's an optional thing. Right.
This is not exactly an answer to any question, but like yesterday, 2 days ago, there was a big discussion on LinkedIn. There are people, Toastmasters who are like fiercely against Zoom, fiercely against online. And there was a discussion, what is the future of Toastmasters? Is it online or offline? And I gave my 2 pennies. I said it's hybrid. And I said, okay, offline is this and that. If you're in one city, of course, we opt for having an offline meeting. We go to a cafe, we enjoy the everything, the nature, even in the urban setting, you have some nature and all that. But, and then, personally, I think online meetings have much more to offer than the offline meetings. Secondly, I discovered then your public speaking skills and your management of the audience is actually strengthening and growing even more than in the brick and mortar, because when you face the real audience, you completely feel at ease with any audience. Somehow, this online setting helps you even more with that. Also, I think with your voice projection, it also helps. When you're with real people, you don't see that barrier. That barrier is completely overcome. At least it's like that for me. So, because I've been having a lot of presentations lately, a lot of business meetings at different levels, and I discovered that I am completely at ease with any kind of audience.
I
I,
I,
I add
support, I
point.
support that.
Yeah.
Miriam, finish and then some will come.
Just very, very, very quickly, I am a member of a club, a face-to-face club here in Australia, who have been doing hybrid meetings since before the COVID problem made everybody do Zoom meetings, and they continue to do so. Twice a month we meet in person, but we have members who can't come to the meeting, so they are on a big screen on the wall, and so they still join us. So we still have hybrid meetings, and in between it's just on Zoom. And it's a very interesting experience having both the same people, but sometimes just on Zoom and sometimes in the room with you. It is quite a different experience, and it's you learn even more. I agree with Svetlana, you learn so much more having those two opportunities. And I see the future of Toastmasters really probably being hybrid. A lot of clubs can expand their membership because people can join who don't live in the same area. And they may only ever meet you on Zoom, but it means that you can, a small club can be even bigger because you can have members from anywhere. So anyway, that's enough.
I just wanted to support Mariam and Svetlana because I'm the best example of how this online is going to help. Because if I used to be in brick and mortar club where all the speeches were hierarchical, boredom, and I don't have any role models to look after. So if I wanted to see the best role models, I have to travel to some other country. Now I don't need to travel anywhere. And my fingertips, I can see all the best speakers in the world. Now I know without moving from my country that I can speak to that level. It's as good as that. And added next point I want to add to the new members is there will be elections in a few months time, I think 1 or 2 months time. I suggest that you people also take active roles in the committee. If you get any role, please take up the role so that it will help you for your DTM as well.
Mhm.
What is
Yes,
DTM?
DTM.
But also to learn to more leadership skills.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I
So
also think that, yes,
I
Julie.
have one last question about the mentoring
Yeah.
thing. I've heard everybody talking about assigning a mentor, but
Yes.
I still don't understand this part.
Yeah. So in Toastmasters, new members are assigned mentors. But in this club, we prefer you to choose a mentor, and then we will help you with the assigning that person to you. Also, you can have multiple mentors. Like, for example, Tiger is good at something, and you want to have a mentoring session, a couple of sessions with Tiger. Somebody is so good with their time management or structure of their speeches, of their stories, and you want to learn that particular skill from that person. In your turn, When you feel more confident, you can also offer your your time as a mentor as well, even if you don't think you're a master storyteller. You can still be a mentor. For example, if you feel confident about, let's say, your body language, or you discovered something and you can share it with somebody else, like for example, projecting or planning speeches in advance. Some people are lost for themes for their next speech, but some people don't have difficulty at all with that. A lot of times Toastmasters stop, progressing because they ran out of themes. So you can offer some collaboration and give a push to that person. Yeah.
Any question from Vinod?
Yes, I definitely need a mentor because I have a one mind blockage within myself. Like, say, for example, like if I need to speak in front of a public, as that to on-spot topic, like whatever that we are picking it up, my blind becomes blank. Like I may not be able to think anything around that time, even though the topic that they have given to me is something like which is very well known in front of people, and on the spot it becomes blank. I'm not sure whether somebody had the similar kind of a problem, others had it or not, but I really don't know how to overcome this. So if I talk to someone, probably I might get some help and uh, practicing and moving forward.
So
That
Vinod, it didn't happen only to you. When I begin Toastmasters, a long time ago, but anyway, the first day I was told stand up and answer that question. Why should I stand up? Why couldn't I sit down? And I was trembling.
okay.
So it took time, repetition again and again to get used to speak in public, to tell what I think, and also took time to learn the structure of a speech and so on. It takes time. You have to try
Okay.
it again and again. And even now, after hundreds of speech and clubs and so on, before I go on,
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
only the only good thing is once I begin, I am in the moment. I am there inside and I forgot fear until I finished.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Comes this time.
Yeah, so you've already got some mentoring tips from Julie, but still you can have a mentor and discuss
Sure.
this in more in depth. And I have several strategies of how to cope with impromptu speeches. Um, Even one of them is just go with the flow and share with the audience your condition, how you received this question, how this question took you by surprise. And this is also a speech, because in impromptu speeches, it is important to start saying something and complete in more than 1 minute, you know. Actually, stream of consciousness kind of speech is also welcomed because there are no rules. You just have to feel, you just have to let yourself be, as Julie said, in the moment. Yeah, and there are some other strategies. I say that the impromptu speech is not a speech which you compile in 1 or 2 seconds. It's a speech that you prepare all your life long, because a question that is given is not an entirely unique original question. You've been accumulating answers to this question all your life, you know. So if they ask you something about aliens, yeah, of course you thought about aliens, and this is a time when you can speak.
So first of all, we are storytelling club, and
Yep.
when you tell a story about yourself, there is something you know, when
Yep.
you tell and what I learned very early, that when you don't like the subject, you can make a bridge somehow to connect to something you want to tell and
Okay.
then
Okay.
tell that other thing.
Okay.
There are multiple strategies. You can rephrase a question and answer the way you want to answer, the way you feel comfortable to answer. You can actually use that as an opportunity to share something, you know, but rephrase the question.
Sure.
So I have a question related to what you're talking about here. Every meeting, there's the table topic, and usually the topics they present are very abstract concepts. Like when I'm asked the question, I just don't know what to talk about. There's no specific thing to talk about, which is a bit confusing.
Then you link it to something very down to earth, something personal. You just have to find a way to link it, to go from the question which you don't like to something you want to speak about, you are passionate about. You would say
Okay.
about space invaders, like Svetlana, I think, spoke about, and you can tell space invaders. I see some clouds behind me, and the clouds go down to the earth and illuminate the grass. And then you speak about the grass which on the earth, or whatever you want. You just have to go from there somehow to what you want to speak.
Also, there are like conversation starters, we say, you know, in real life. Here, I would use this to say a story starter, a story starter. As soon as you start saying one day, even if you don't have anything in your mind yet, just start saying one day there was a moment. So in those 2 or 3 seconds, your mind will come up with something. Also, when we were founding this club, people were saying, but storytelling, this is so limited to stories. And, you know, pathways, you know, you have so many different projects like presentations, technical presentations. And Julie and I, we said, you can intertwine a story into any kind of speech, even the most technical speech will benefit from a little story element in it. And that was what we had in mind when we started this club, that stories are necessary in anything you do in professional settings, in marketing your products, your, you know, even I can't even imagine an area where a story wouldn't help.
So, Svetlana, would you like to tell a little bit about Easy Speak now? It is
Oh
almost
yes, by the way, yes. I've prepared all these links for you um, that show you or that help you with social media and how the club is presented, is present in social media. We have a group, we have a page, we have members only group as well, and the relationship between the page and the group with the members only group is that we thought we could use page and the group, like a general group, as part of marketing. You know, it's like a pool. You create a pool of potential members who are interested in storytelling, and then eventually they become visitors. From visitors, they become loyal visitors, and then become members. And once they are members, they become a part of a privileged little society where they can watch the video recordings. So we say, oh, our new video recording is out, but you can watch it when you become a member. And because we have like visitors who would like to see themselves or who would like to go back and watch the meeting, well, that is possible when you become a member. Um, we Now let me say a few words about the Easy Speak. It's as they say, not an ideal, but a very, very good tool for creating agendas, for building agendas. Now, this particular look of the agenda is only, I think, available to the club officers who work on signing up people, members, and but if you want to request a meeting, to request a role, then there is a special tool for it. Julie, do you know how to request a speech?
Yes.
Here, can you see it? My participation on the left-hand side of this screen, you have request a speech or sign up for meetings. When you sign up for a meeting, you just click here, this sign, to show that you are going to attend. Once you do that, then your name becomes, I think, available for signing up.
No.
Yes.
Can I show it?
Yes,
That,
please.
as you said, you have the VP view of meeting.
Yes, yes, you show your view, which is not VPE.
Yes. So let me go to BT agenda. Easy Speak org.
Yeah. The link is here in the chat.
I have to log in. You have to be ask Svetlana to make a login for you.
Yeah, our members have their logins.
All the members have
Yeah.
the login. So here.
Where do I get mine? Like I have signed
Um,
up for Easy Speak before, but
Yeah,
how do you link it to the club?
So here is
you're
my
already there.
request
Okay.
a speech. When I request a speech,
Kamal is there and
I
Vinod.
arrive here. So I have to choose first. Workbook, it means pass in reality now. So I have to see which.
Are you sharing your screen, Julie? Are you?
One moment. I thought that I share the screen. If I don't, I have to share the screen. Yes. Now, can you see it?
Yes.
So
Thank
I arrive here, workbook and speech. Unhappily, it shows all the old manuals also, but I go to the end and I see my three my different paths. So dynamic leadership is my last one. And I have here the next speech I will do is level 2 understanding communication style. So I click on it and then I give a title. If I don't know the title, yes, I to be shown or something like that. If I don't know, if I know the title, I would write here my style. And then they ask me the preferred date. And here there are 7 speakers already on Speakerton. So it is not for me. One speaker in 7 March and the meeting is full. That is very strange. Only one speaker. and 3 speakers possible in March. So I click on the first possible. And
7th March is a workshop. That's why the meeting is full.
And there is no possibility to anyone else to speak.
There will be plenty of table topics
Okay,
because it's
so
a workshop.
here is my first and my second where I can choose, and then I have to save it. And once I saved it, it goes to VP, who can then give it to me or not give it to me. Offer me a possibility to do it.
I have a question, Julie. In my EC Speak, can I share my screen for a moment?
Yes.
Please, I close mine so you can do it.
Okay, hope I'm.
But you have to open your Easy Speak first.
Yeah, so can you see my screen?
Not yet. Share
Oh,
your
okay.
screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so if I go and request a speech, if I give a title and if I go and select, the error I'm getting every time is if, for example, this is the one next I'm planning to do, and I click on, if I select the workshop.
Now you go to preferred date.
Okay. Okay, for the speakathon.
Yeah, and you go to save.
Okay, so before I do that, my question here is, should I need to select the workbook?
It is already selected. You can see it, leadership.
You have to open the workbook and tell which project.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
It's already there, yeah?
Yeah, that's why I was, okay, thank you.
And if you don't save it, it doesn't save your request.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. I've never been able to figure out how to put myself in for a role. I'll try again next time.
The role is more easy because usually the role you just can click on the role. You tell that you are assisting that meeting, and then you click on a role in a date.
I've tried that and it didn't seem, all it did was tell me what the role involved. It didn't seem to allow me to put my name in.
What
But
the role involves, it is in the navigator. That is something else. The Easy Speak doesn't tell you what the role involves, but timekeeper is a timekeeper role. Toastmaster of the day is another thing, and so on. Grammarian, it doesn't tell you what is the role. In Easy Speak, it is more about building agendas.
No, well, that's what it looked like to me, but I'll try again. And if I have any questions, I'll email separately or do something else. But that's great. Thank you. That was very helpful. I've been wondering about that.
So Svetlana, the question I was raising with you on the chat about moving that speech, which was remaining as duplicate, is that something only like committee members can do like yourself?
I think you can change it yourself, or you should request a new speech and cancel your previous request, something like that. But I can also do it for you without
I
your
don't know
request.
how to do that. If we
you just cancel your previous request and put through a new one. I think it will be easier.
Okay, let me share. So this is the one that I was saying that this particular speech has to come in here. So when you say cancel, should I?
You make a new speech. Which speech you want to do?
This one, reach out, has to go under managing time.
So click on reach out.
Okay.
No, from leadership development. Click on leadership development and
I'm already in leadership development only. Oh, that's the
yes.
assignment.
So reach out. What is the problem with it?
So this particular evaluation and feedback, it has got,
Can you
this
request it as level 2 managing time? Just request. No, not here.
request
yeah.
means I should go and request as a speech, is it?
Yes. Request the speech.
Suddenly I forgot where it is now. Oh, here
Request
it
the
is.
speech. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Reach out.
Okay. And I go and select which part it is managing.
Time. Save.
Okay, and dates I should
Dates.
not.
Yes.
You have to ask a preferred date before saving.
Sure, sure.
So it's past dated.
So
No, is it 21st of February?
It was on December 6th.
just click first, second on the yes.
On this
No, not
workshop.
there. Not there. Yeah, there.
Okay, and click
Save.
save.
That's it.
Go to save, yes.
And then Svetlana, you'll be making that on your side.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see
Yes,
that now.
you know.
I, just a couple of quick questions. Where can I go and choose the mentor in the Toastmaster website or in the EC Speak? Where should I choose the mentor?
In a meeting, not online.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
just send a message, for example, to me or directly to the person who, but it's better to do it through the VPE because VPE should also know who is mentoring whom because you will get credit, I think. Yeah? Because no, we don't get credit.
Who is VP for me or for this group?
For
Or
I am the VPE, Vice President of
okay.
Education for this club. And I can
Okay.
help you with assigning you a mentor. Julie, can you tell me what's the benefit from, is there any formal benefit or not?
Inside the club, it is no special benefit. There is a program which calls mentoring, which has to be a mentoring long time, special thing with someone for at least 3 months and then
Yes.
someone else. But that is something different. That is not that inside the club first mentoring.
Okay.
For mentoring someone for the first speeches, no
There's no formal reward for it.
forward reward.
Yeah. That's fine. But as I said already, in this club, we use the concept of a skill bank. So you can have several mentors for different skills. And while being a mentor, you can still be a mentee yourself as well. So there is, I think it creates more opportunities for learning and also for more, I think, for more meaningful communication, professional communication within the club. Because when we inspire, when we teach some, I mean, mentoring is not teaching, but when we mentor somebody, we feel more confident about our own skills. So it's a two-way beneficial process, mentoring.
But the first step, Vinod, is to ask Svetlana
Yes.
who she suggests would be helpful depending on what kind of help you want.
Sure.
And I will circulate your request among the available mentors, potential mentors, and we can assign you someone. Yeah, for example, as Shamukha is suggesting, is advising, yeah, learn as you go. Start with the icebreaker. Do you need a mentor for your icebreaker? Yeah, why not? Who would you like to be your mentor for the icebreaker?
And if you want a mentor for standing up and speaking standing up, that is Miriam. And if you want a mentor to speak in different voices or go nearer the screen or farther and so on, for everything you can have another one, someone else who can help you.
Okay.
For me, the online gives the possibility to see everyone. Everyone who shoots it video, I can see Ramya looking there somewhere.
Sideways, yeah, she's looking sideways. She's not looking.
I can see Samulka like this,
Nodding, yeah.
and so on. So when you are in a real one-to-one meeting club, you can see only the faces which are near you at the front or where there is light on them. The others you just in the dark somewhere in a
We prefer gallery view.
you can see in gallery view everyone faces and what they do and how they approve or not approve or laugh or smile to you or just nod, and you have direct answer, and you can even see if someone is home with a kid, the kid
Or pets.
here. And I have learned more in online clubs about members, others, than I ever learned at Lewisham Club, where we
Yeah.
met for years.
Mhm.
Yes, Ramya.
Yeah, also Vinod, I wanted to say that, and Kamal as well, although we speak about skill bank and multiple mentors and mentees, still the classical, the traditional mentoring is also valid, is quite valid. For example, if you like a speaker, a storyteller, like overall, you think, you know, they are overall very good and you would like to learn from them as like, maybe emulate part of at this stage of your own development, you would like to emulate their example, their style, their personality. You would like to know how they do it, and like, for example, how they are so harmonious and so easy, you know, speaking and doing everything. You can just ask that person to be your mentor, not for a particular skill, but for storytelling or for public speaking, like in a usual sense. And they can lead you through 3 first speeches, 3 stories, or for 3 months, like they do it. Yeah, that's absolutely valid.
So on these points, I think I need a mentor who can help me discover my strength point and my weaknesses as well at the beginning as I'm newly starting here. That would be tremendous help. So once I get comfortable, I realize my style and I realize my strength and weakness and weak points here. Maybe I can then look forward to emulate other speakers or build a skill bank. But for me, I think it's not a good idea to start building skill banks now, as I'm still not aware of my problems, my
Sure.
strength. Where should I focus on? So this is a. If you can help me find this mentor, that would be great, please.
Ramya wanted to ask something.
Yes, Ramya.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to say actually probably an idea given that, Svetlana, you talked about skill bank, right? So, I saw in the website that you have few people, talking about their skills. So maybe we can see if that could be one of the like vocal varieties, one thing that I want to learn about. Maybe few people in the club wants to learn about it. Can that person act as, do some workshop around it in one of speeches that can, benefit many, like one to many? This was
Yes,
just a suggestion.
yes, that's a good suggestion. We'll see.
This morning I had
Yeah,
an
we'll see to
email
it.
from or a Facebook link from Andrew Bennett from Firebirds, and Andrew Bennett was an opera singer, and now he's giving workshops about voice variety, about voice using
Also,
voice.
yeah, Kamal, I wanted to address your question. Um, yeah, skill bank is just another approach. However, you start with one skill, but you can get overall advice or specific advice on so many things. Like Ramia, for example, is saying, okay, vocal variety or something. You start with a vocal variety, but you can develop uh, strengths or discover strengths and weaknesses, and even your own style. You can ask or you
Yeah.
can get help from that mentor who you started with. You know, but so a particular skill, interest in a particular skill can be just an icebreaker. For yeah, or for starters. Yes.
Also, the evaluation that we get, I didn't start very early, but I started few months ahead of you. And my journey, what I felt is like, the evaluation and feedback that we get to give after those speeches, that helps in identifying, okay, these are my strength and these are really my weakness. And sometimes a failure is where you really need to, that was how my journey was like, after getting a very bad feedback, then you started realizing where I need to focus on and pick one thing and see who is good in it. And that's how I went to Julie and I started upskilling myself on the storytelling aspect. So things like that could also work out. This is just my experience.
If we had a video monitor, that video monitor would advise Ramya to reset her camera. Because-
The thing is, I'm using two monitors because I've been working since last night. So just for the eyes, I kept a bigger monitor. So that's why my camera views. Yeah.
Yeah. Miriam,
Miriam,
your question.
Miriam,
Can I just reassure Kamal and Vinod that the whole point of Toastmasters is to give supportive and encouraging help. Every member in the club all started feeling nervous and not knowing what to say, and simply turning up to meetings and participating is how you begin to learn. Nobody really needs someone to tell them what to do. You just start, and the whole point is that we make mistakes. We maybe give a speech that is not so great. We get the feedback. And remember, the people giving you the feedback in the evaluations are also evaluated. So even if you think that someone has given you a very large number of suggestions how to improve, they may also be told how they could have done that job better.
And it's just their
So
opinion.
that's just their opinion. Somebody else might say something different. But each time somebody gives you an evaluation for a story that you tell, you learn something. And
Sure.
if you simply accept that it is their opinion, and you can say, well, I think actually they missed a point that I think I made very clearly. Well, okay. But what I'm trying to say is that the point of Toastmasters is to provide a safe learning environment where we are meant to make mistakes that we learn from.
Right.
Understood.
I would like to add a couple of things to Vinod particularly. Vinod, when you are using your laptop, this time I think you are using your camera. So when you are using your laptop, I think you're looking for a virtual background. So you can go for a Google and search for a virtual backgrounds and add those to your background. So that will help you. And always try to face your camera opposite to the light so that it will glow your face. It'll be easy for you.
Yeah, I cannot move from my place right now. I'm sitting next to my daughter. If I just move a little bit, she will wake up and it will disturb the meeting. And the other thing is, I was not planned. I was not aware the meeting is happening. That's why I'm in the bedroom right now. Otherwise, I would have gone out to my workplace. Yeah, I'll pick this suggestion and I'll try to take it up from the next meeting. Thanks, Shanmuga.
Okay. So let's see if we can assign you mentors just here and now. Vinod, do you have anyone in mind who you would like to be your mentor?
I I don't have anyone in mind, but I would like to pick you up and proceed with this from now, and then probably later once I start learning, means going beyond my learning skills, then I can pick up for each skill basis whom I need.
Or I can advise you further on as we go. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. So we will have a mentoring session with you. We can have one today after this meeting, or we can have it on any Sunday when we do not have a club meeting. Because I think after a meeting, we might be busy or tired, I don't know. But another opportunity would be, or possibility would be, to have a mentoring meeting after the club meeting. Yeah, because it's easier to, to appoint time around the same times as the meeting times.
Not for me, but for many it could be. I have to go.
Yeah. Okay.
I am tired.
Yeah. Have a nice day and have a nice rest, Julie.
And
Kamal.
Thank you, Julie.
you can.
Goodbye, Julie. Thank you for your help today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I need to go too, so thank you very much, everyone. See you next week.
Thank you, Miriam. You were very, very helpful as well.
Well, no, that was
Miriam,
very
before
helpful
you leave,
information.